Okay, so if you're the type of person who knows what you need to do logically, meaning you know you need to meal prep, you know you need to go to the gym, you know you need to go out for that walk, you know you should probably stop snacking as much. But irrespective of logically knowing that, you find yourself constantly falling off track. You're never able to stay consistent. And it's really frustrating because I know what I need to do. Why can't I just do the thing? If this is you, you might be missing your why. Now, before I get into this, just so that you know who I am, my name's Alan. Growing up, I went from underweight to overweight to then getting into the best shape of my life. And that process changed my life so much that now my mission is to help people achieve the same level of confidence and control that fitness gave me. Hence why I'm making this video. Okay, so getting back to your why. Everything we do in life has a reason why, whether you realize it or whether you don't realize it. For example, if you go to work, your reason for going to work might be because you want to make money. Your reason for going to work might be because you really value progressing. Or another reason could be that you are extremely passionate about what you do. Now, if your reason why is not strong enough, then you will never last. For example, in this scenario, if someone is working a job that they really hate and they don't have a strong enough reason to why they would want to continue working that job, then they will quit and find another job. So everything that we do is driven off a why. The reason why this is so important is because going on a fitness journey and achieving your fitness goals is a very hard thing to do. And the hard part is in the micro moments. It's in the moments in the day where you get to the end of the day, you're tired, you've had a long day, your boss has said something to you, and you know you should go to the gym, but you don't really want to. So you negotiate with yourself, you tell yourself you're gonna go tomorrow. In your mind, it's just like, yeah, I just need to go to the gym. It seems very simple, but the hard part is actually doing it on a day-to-day basis. It's doing it when you don't feel like it. In these moments, what you are doing is you are making a conscious decision between your why or your goal and your comfort. As human beings, we are designed to want comfort. Our mind and our body is designed to protect us. So whenever we are put in a position where we are uncomfortable, we don't like that. So in these moments, when you are making a decision between should I snack or should I not snack, you are making a decision between prioritizing your goal or prioritizing your comfort. And the only way that you can prioritize your goal is if you have a strong reason why. Why would you make that compromise? Like, why would you get to the end of a day and choose to go to the gym where you know that you are going to feel pain, you're going to struggle, you're gonna sweat? Like, why would you do that? If you don't have a reason to why you're going to put yourself through that experience, there's no reason why you should go. You're just gonna stay on the couch and do nothing. So this is where you really have to understand that if you don't have a driving force, you don't have a why, it's gonna be very hard for you to do the things even though you logically know you need to do them. Now, if you're the type of person who's watching this video so far and you're kind of like, dude, it's not really that deep. I feel like you're overthinking it and I just need to go and be more disciplined and be more consistent, then that's completely fair enough. And this video might not be for you. But if you are the type of person who at this stage of your journey, you've come to a realization and an awareness that maybe there is something that I'm missing and this kind of makes sense, then keep watching and I'll run you through how to fix it. Now, the next thing I would love for you to understand is that for most people, the reason why they do not have awareness around what their why is simply because we live in a world that makes it very hard for you to reflect. You are constantly worrying about the external things. You're worried about your work, you're worried about your family, you're worried about your kids, you're worried about your finances, you're worried about your mortgage, you're worried about everything else but yourself. And a lot of people just do not slow down and take the time to actually reflect on what they want. So I want you to use this video as potentially an opportunity for you to be a bit selfish and reflect on what your why might be. Because every single thing that you pursue, it's not for no reason. Whether it's conscious or subconscious, there is a reason why. We do not do things for no reason. And I'm gonna give you an example. Growing up, my dad used to smoke a lot. And I remember as a little kid, I would always tell him to stop smoking. And I remember one day, it was actually at one of my family friends' house. He was outside smoking with the guys. And I went out, I started crying and I told him I don't want him to smoke anymore because I'm scared he's gonna die. And I remember in that moment, he looked at me and he was like, okay, son. From that day onwards, he went cold turkey. He just stopped. Like he literally just stopped. I was very young. I think I was like 6, 7 years old or something like that. But as I grew up, I actually asked him, why did you start smoking? And he said to me, you gave me a strong enough reason why. It's so important to find that reason to why you would choose to pursue a fitness goal and commit to the concept of prioritizing your health and fitness. Because if you do not have that reason, then you're always just going to be that type of person who is on that yo-yo cycle. In terms of the practical actions, what I would like you to do is this. Grab a piece of paper and grab a pen. Go to an environment that is a little bit more peaceful than your usual environment. Go to a cafe, go to a park, go somewhere where you can be in your own space, you can have a moment to yourself. At the top of the page, I want you to write your goal. What is your fitness goal? Is it to lose 10 kilos? Is it to see your abs for the first time? Is it to get stronger in the gym? Is it to build a body that you're proud of? Is it to finally fit back into your old clothes? Whatever your fitness goal is to you, I want you to write that at the top of the page. And then from there, I want you to ask yourself, why? Why do I want to achieve that goal? And then when you answer that why, I want you to ask yourself, why again? And then when you answer that, I want you to ask yourself, why again? You might be thinking like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? I'll give you an example. When it comes down to finding your why, it is not single layered, it's actually multi-layered. And I'll explain to you what I mean by this. Let's say your goal is to lose weight. Okay, that's your goal. Now, I'm gonna ask you, why do you wanna lose weight? You might tell me that the reason to why you wanna lose weight is because you wanna fit better into your clothes. You wanna be able to wake up in the morning, wear whatever you wanna wear. You wanna be able to go into a shopping center, pick what you like. Cool, that's number one. Then I ask you, why? Why do you actually want to fit better into your clothes? And then you might tell me, well, I would like to feel more confident. Now, most people would stop here. Trust me, I've spoken to hundreds of people. Most people would stop here, but we keep going. And this is where you may need to explore your brain a little bit. And when you first do this, it may be really frustrating because you don't actually know. But the reason why you don't know is because you haven't practiced. You haven't practiced the concept of reflection. You haven't practiced what is termed as metacognition, which is the ability to dissect your own thoughts and explore why you think the way that you do. Okay? I asked you, why do you want to feel more confident? And in this scenario, you tell me after some thought that it's because you would like to be more social. Again, most people would stop there. I ask you again, why? Why do you want to be more social? You don't just want to be more social for the sake of being more social, right? And then you might say, oh, because you wanna meet new people. And I ask you, like, why do you wanna meet more people? I know it's a little bit annoying. And then maybe the last reason is because you would like to find a partner. Now, I use this example because this is quite literally example from a discovery call that I recently did with a client that came on board. She came onto the call telling me that she just wants to be healthy.
I feel like I need to prioritize my overall health, including the cardiovascular part.
Came onto call telling me that, she spent years prioritizing her work. She hasn't prioritized her health. She's adopted bad habits. And now she feels like she has a bit of time to kind of try and build some momentum. I asked her why, and she said, oh, well, I just want to be healthy. And I asked her, well, do you have any like really bad medical conditions? And she said, no. And I'm like, okay, well, aren't you healthy then? Like, aren't you healthy right now? And she was like, yeah, I guess so. So I'm like, why? That makes sense. The reason why you have prioritized your work across all these years is because you don't really have a reason to why you would prioritize your health and fitness. So what is the reason to why you want to prioritize your fitness now? Like we kept talking, and eventually she told me like, I've prioritized my work for so long, and as a result of that, I feel like I've really lost myself. I've isolated myself, and I don't really have any friends. I don't really have the time to go out and meet new people, but I don't have the confidence to go out and meet new people because I can't wear the clothes that I want to wear. I don't feel like I can present myself well. As a result of that, we kept digging, and she said she wanted to be more social, meet new people. So eventually she wants to, settle down, find a partner, and she's kind of ready for that at this stage of life.
Currently do not have any partner. So I can't really date anyone. I don't feel confident enough to look good.
So now this journey becomes more important, more meaningful, more urgent, and she now has a clear driving force. But, if I did not spend time helping her gain awareness over that, she would have never been able to start the journey. She probably would have said, you know, I don't have time, I'm too busy, I need to think about it. She would have thrown all of these, I'm gonna use the word excuses at me. I don't like the word excuses because I don't believe that it's excuses. I believe that people just need to have the space to really reflect on why they think the way that they do. But she would have thrown all of those excuses at me, 100%. But because I was able to help her find her why, it allowed her to start her journey, and now she's doing extremely well. So this is why like having guidance and having coaching can be a really valuable thing if you are struggling. Now, I'm gonna give you one more example. Let's say the goal is to improve your food habits. This is a pretty common goal that we have clients come to us for. They wanna improve their food habits, they wanna build more education around their food, they wanna build a better relationship with food. I ask them, why do you want to improve your nutritional habits? And a lot of them will tell me, I want to improve my health. A very broad goal. Extremely broad. So then I'll ask them why. And they'll typically say something along the lines of, I would like to increase my energy. Cool. Why would you like to increase your energy? Like, is there any reason why? Yeah, because increasing my energy, I'll be able to say yes to more activities. Why do you want to say yes to more activities? So that I can spend more time with my kids. Well, why do you want to spend more time with your kids? Well, I want to build a better relationship with my kids. I want to connect with my kids. I want to be present with my kids. If I don't have the energy and I can't say yes to activities, I will not be able to build a good relationship with my kids, and I won't be able to, you know, enjoy these years that I have with them. That is a very strong why. You take something that is very surface level, like improving my health, or like I want to learn how to eat better, and you turn that into a stronger reason. And trust me, every single person has one. I've never, in my 8 years of coaching, I have never met a single person that doesn't have a reason why. What deters them from finding a reason why is perhaps the hesitancy to be a bit vulnerable. Because when you go through this process, you do need to be a little bit vulnerable. You do need to kind of accept the harsh reality that maybe you're not where you want to be. You have to really express the things that you really want. And I think that's just a process that is quite scary for most people. Back to what I was saying, from a practical perspective, you get a piece of paper, you write your goal at the top. From there, you ask yourself why. Then you ask yourself why. Then you ask yourself why. You keep asking yourself why, and at every single layer of why, you may struggle, right? You may need to spend some time actually thinking about it. And I'm not saying that everyone needs to have these layers, but what I am saying is that eventually you'll get to something that makes you feel some type of way. Again, after years of speaking to people, when we eventually get to this layer of why, something changes within them. Like on the call, I can see it. Their body is just like, holy shit. They've never been able to gain that level of awareness, and it's such a fulfilling thing to take people through. Now, here is the bonus. Once you have found your reason why, let's say the reason that you came up with in this example is that you want to build a better relationship with your kids. Because in order for you to do this, which is build a better relationship with your kids, you have to first start by doing this, which is improving your food habits, which means that you do need to go through the process of doing your meal prep, eating your meals, you know, saying no to foods, you know, being willing to compromise, all of that stuff. If you don't do that stuff, then you will never be able to build a better relationship with your kids as a byproduct. And I'm not saying that improving your nutritional habits is the only way to build a better relationship with your kids, but I guess in this scenario, right, it's one of the factors that contribute. So you want to ask yourself like, okay, well, what happens if I never embark on this journey? What happens if I'm never able to improve my nutritional habits, and as a result, I have no energy? As a result, I'm always grumpy, I'm always saying no, and as a result, like my kids will just see a grumpy, non-present version of me. Like, what happens? The purpose of this question is to help you realize the importance of why you should be doing this. It helps you create some level of urgency to why you should start the journey. And this is extremely helpful. What happens then? Are you okay with that reality? Because if you are, then that's fine. You don't have to start your journey. But if you aren't okay with that reality, then, you know, you may want to take that first step and start. Now, the last thing as a bonus point is that once you have your why, the biggest struggle that you will have on your journey is quite simply remembering your why. When you're going through your day-to-day, there are so many things that are battling for your attention. Like you have work emails, then you have your partner who needs something, then you have your family who needs something, then you have your kids, and then you might have a social event on the weekend. There are so many things that are competing for your attention, and as a result, it's very hard for you to remember your reason why. So here are 3 things that you can do. It just depends on whichever one works best for you. So the first one is you can write a letter. Sometimes what I tell certain clients to do, write a letter to your future self, reminding your future self around why you are on this journey in the first place. Number 2, you might want to record a video. Right now, I'm actually working towards an Ironman at the end of the year. And obviously, running a business, having all the responsibilities that I do, whilst also training for an Ironman is something that's very hard. But I told myself at the start of this year that I wanted to do something hard, right? I wanted the year of 2026 to be the year that I do hard things again, because frankly, over the last couple of years, I've just prioritized work. So I recorded a video to myself, reminding myself like, why am I doing this? Third thing, this is more on a day-to-day basis, but you could have sticky notes. Some of my clients, I have told them to have like sticky notes, and you put them in key areas of the house that you go to every single day. Like for example, where you brush your teeth could be one, where your coffee machine is could be another, your work desk could be another. And on that sticky note, you just want to pop down your reason why. And as a result, as you're going through your day-to-day, you're constantly reminded why you are on this journey and why you're actually, doing what you do. Because like I said, back to the very start, the difficult part of a fitness journey is not in the surface level things that you theoretically need to do. When you think about it, like, I just need to do my groceries, I just need to go to the gym, I just need to eat healthy. It sounds simple. The tricky part is in the day-to-day moments. It's in the moment where you want to eat the chocolate and you say no. It's in the moment where you don't want to go to the gym and you go. It's the moment where it's a bit dark and cold outside, but you have to go for your walk. It's in those moments that is actually the hardest part. And in those moments, you have to remember what your reason why is. To finish off this video, and I hope this video, has been valuable for you, what I will remind you is that as you go on your journey, your why will always evolve. Because when you start the journey, there is a certain reason to why you might have started that journey in the first place. Then when you achieve your goals, your why might change. You might find a different reason why. And then as you continue evolving, you will find multiple whys as you go through different seasons of life. And that's why for me, I'm extremely passionate about the concept of coaching, because if you are someone with a lot of responsibilities and you go through your life, there are so many things that you need to juggle. And as you go through these seasons of life, maybe you don't have the mental capacity or the time to just figure things out yourself. So investing in yourself, investing into the right guidance, investing into a coach who really cares about you and has the capabilities to guide you through these seasons of life and just give you perspective and remind you like what your why is and help you find your subsequent whys is a very powerful thing. I guess it just means that you go through your life, you're able to satisfy all of the hats of responsibility that you hold, but you're also able to build the best version of yourself as well. That's kind of the take-home message that I would like to give to you, which is that I know there are so many things in life that we need to prioritize, but at the end of the day, if we do not have ourselves, then we have nothing. Take the time, find your why, and start your journey. It will be the best thing that you ever do for yourself.